canals, there are often algae blooms like these. This is video from the Raleigh Canal in Cape Coral this morning. Kind of hard to look at, but also very familiar to us. The big question now is, what are the long-term impacts on our health? Wink News environmental reporter Liz Byro live in the Cape now. Liz, there's an increased effort to get that answer.
There is, Chris, because we continue to see blooms like these, and then we continue to do tests for toxins like this. But then when those tests come back positive, what does that mean for our health? If you live on a canal like Dale Raleigh, you remember your chunk of water's worst blue-green algae bloom.
3 years ago, you could almost walk on the water back here. It looked like your yard, you know, it was really bad.
Today, the canal in Dale Raleigh's backyard does not look that bad. But even with a little bit of algae, his family feels the effects.
My wife is actually allergic to it.
Raleigh told me she sneezes and gets stuffed up.
And then she goes in the house in the air condition, and 15 minutes later, she's fine.
Some type of algal blooms produce chemicals called toxins. We know drinking water with these toxins can cause a liver or kidney damage. But what happens when you breathe them in? That's what the CDC, Department of Health, and Florida Atlantic University want to find out. They're looking for volunteers from these requirements: be at least 18 years old, live or work near the water, spend at least 2 hours outside on most days, and be able to do a lung function test. Dr. Rebecca Kozolinsky researches algae and health in another study at FAU.
We know that we can measure cyanotoxins, especially in air and water environmental samples, and cyanotoxin levels in blood, nasal swabs, and urine samples among residents who come into contact with South Florida waters during bloom and significant algal bloom events, which those are the harmful algal blooms.
Some good news, the samples taken from the Raleigh Canal did not show that any toxins were present. Now, if you're interested in joining this study, that information is on our website. It's a 16-week study. It has no cost. Live in Cape Coral, Liz Byro, Wink News.